Hi, everybody. This is the devotional for today's um, class presentation that's online. It is the glory of God to conceal things, but the glory of kings is to search things out. And I found that to be very applicable to how we're going to be looking at research and finding the best way and the right way to do things. And it's always by looking and continuously looking, never being satisfied, but always searching things out. We're going to start talking about some of the influential philosophies that are underpinnings to the basis of many of the research types of genres that there are, which will be mostly quantitative and qualitative, but there is pretty influential philosophies of life that had pretty much determined one way or the other. So that's how we're going to really start bringing into modernism and postmodernism and what else is beyond. Modernism emphasizes the logic, objectivity, the discovery of facts. It's very linear, cause and effect, with the main belief in universal principles and laws. There's questions or problems which can be resolved through the application of logic. Logical positivism, logical assertions can be scientifically verified through experimentation or through the gathering and analysis of statistical data. Very numbers orientated, very positive scientific theme to it. Modernism and research are linked through those methodologies that are designed to, look at those research areas objectively and not have any bias so that they're untainted by values and influences of everyday life. Whereas qualitative will really look at those things. So modernist is very scientific. They would, not agree with a qualitative study. They want to see facts, hard facts, and science, and that's why it's also considered very scientific, empirical type, of research. And the opposite would be postmodernism, which, how does one prove the effect of a person's faith on his or her health? Some things cannot be proven in scientific fact, as the modernists would have you think. So, how do we research this complexity and multiplicity of human feelings and emotions that we know can really have a powerful um, part of a person's health and how they feel, and even if something is cured or goes away, I mean, it has to do with the belief system and their faith and the power of prayer. So it really focuses on the development of theory rather than, looking and finding meaning from, numbers. There's not always numbers that you can find to give you the meaning that's needed in qualitative research. It embraces those possibilities. It's very nonlinear. It there could be some numbers that are involved in it, but there's mostly that truths that are from belief systems that can surround the same phenomena. The relevance to nursing practice is that we do need both. We do need modernistic search for truth and validity of empirical findings. We wouldn't want to be taking medications that, you know, we were just one person thinks one thing about and another thinks another about. We want to really know, what is the statistical data that's going to say whether there's going to be chances of adverse outcomes or not. But we'll also need that exploration of the phenomenological findings that are unique to human beings and their experiences that are only, brought out through individual meaning making of certain different phenomena that are out there. So is there going to be a new paradigm then? Because if modernism isn't enough and postmodernism isn't enough, is there going to be a neo-modernistic flair to it, which is being written about in the literature now? It draws from both paradigms of modernism and postmodernism. And the question is, will this offer nursing the tools necessary for dealing with the uncertainties and challenges, implying evidence-based practice? I mean, that is really what's going to be the biggest consideration, that we have. So where are we going to stand in the future as far as this goes? We'll have to wait and see. I don't know. Is it going to happen? Are we going to have a new paradigm out there, or do we already have one that's just not being touted as much? Good questions. And this last slide that we're going to talk about basically is just comparing the three differences. So you have your modernistic philosophy, which is going to relate to your quantitative research methodology because the focus is logical and positivism, very empirical, meaning scientific. Then the postmodernism is the examination of phenomena as they occur in the world and the meaning that people make from the phenomena. And their experiences are going to matter, and that's more qualitative. And there are other non-quantitative methodologies that we're really not going to get that much into. Then is the new paradigm of the neo-modernistic, which is very futuristic existentialism, incorporating a lot of these undiscovered methods. And who knows, maybe some of you will go out and do some neo-modernistic research and discover new methods of looking at things in a very futuristic way. I applaud you if you do.